Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoileth, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings to those that are doing this work in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Nathan Yala from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. And I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. Alright, now in this lesson, I have video of a Jake who's going through all the atrocities that the nation of Israel and America is committing amongst the world. They're being found out. They're being found out big time, okay? And the world is understanding who the real problem in the earth is, okay? Now, we've been saying this all along, that Esau, Edom, starting with the Amalekites, or what we would call the JOOs, are the wicked amongst the earth. You know, the one group of Esau acts like they're less absolved than the other group of Esau. You know, the group of Edom that's here in America, they do just as much wickedness, if not more wickedness, than those Amalekites over there in the Holy Land, okay, that they've been trodden down on. All right, and they deal treacherously. They set up coups, okay. They destabilize governments. They fund different organizations to put people against one another, so that other nations will fight one another, so they can come in and steal the land. Okay, they put in puppet sellouts, Sambos, within those nations to sell out their own people for a benefit from them, and then they end up getting betrayed by the same people. Okay. So this is Esau, Edom. These are the ruling class people that are in power right now, and they think that they're not getting found out, but the Lord has found them out. Okay, I'm gonna grab another scripture before I play this video. Okay, so this is the book of Jeremiah 49:10. It says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not." Okay, so you're seeing that Esau has been made bare. Okay, he's been revealed to all of the nations for who he is, and it's coming out that all of them are the same. All of them oppress the other nations, especially the nation of Israel. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this video. Slovakia. I don't know why this Bluetooth is on. All right, there we go.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure you're all seeing the events taking place all over Mexico. And I'm assuming your immediate thought, given everything we have lived recently, is what did the U.S. do? And does Israel have anything to do with it? And if you are not questioning it in this way, you're still asleep. But for those of you that did immediately think this, I'm here to tell you that your questioning of this is correct. In fact, the U.S. and Israel are precisely the reason why there is continuous civil unrest and now imminent civil war in Mexico. It has been confirmed that Israeli Mossad and or military has entered Mexico to train Mexican cartels on advanced weaponry and explosives, including how to chemically dispose of dead bodies. And not only that, Israel has been supplying weapons to Mexican cartels as well as providing their Israeli spyware technology in order to give cartels the upper hand on politicians, the military, their police forces, and the Mexican government as a whole. Let me say that again. Israel armed and trained Mexican cartel paramilitary forces as the cartels are using Israeli Paragon spyware technology to control the Mexican government and authorities, and this is the exact same spyware technology ICE is using on American citizens and immigrants. The worst part is, this is not new news. If you do simple research, you'll see that Israel has been training and arming cartels for quite some time now. There is literal documented evidence and even videotape footage of Israeli military training and arming the Medellin cartel in Colombia. In fact, they help train cartels to make people vanish in mass. I highly suggest you watch this YouTube video. Israel is notoriously known for arming major conflicts all over the world in our history. because their mission and very existence is predicated on destabilizing the world while trying to make their terrorist ethno-state look like a thriving, civilized democracy that's got their shit together. They've armed militias in Sudan, the Congo, Rwanda, Bosnia, all experiencing genocides of their own as a result. They've even armed Haitian militias, where there is now extreme unrest and insecurity as gang militias are running the country and causing a humanitarian crisis. And do you understand that Israel supplied Russia while also supplying Ukraine during their war with each other? Now, why would Israel do that? And if you did your research, you'd know that this is precisely what they do and have been doing in Palestine. Israel arms ISIS-linked gangs and the Palestinian Authority to fight Hamas, when they've also historically propped up Hamas by funding and arming them to create civil unrest between Hamas and Yasser Arafat's Palestinian Liberation Organization, the PLO. This is literally Israel's global playbook. Destabilize to thrive. And don't think I forgot about you, United States of America, who not only permit Israel to operate the way they do, but you facilitate all of the destabilization in Mexico and practically every single destabilized region on earth. And remember how I just showed you that Israel trains cartels? Well, one of the convicted Israeli trainers whistleblew, exposing that they were tied to the CIA. And who do we all know by now is directly tied to the CIA? The Israeli Mossad, which is literally an arm of the CIA, FBI, ICE, ISIS, and everything in between. Oh, and did you know that the U.S. also trains the cartel? Yup. Now let's bring it back to what we're seeing today in Mexico. Let's put 2 and 2 together, everyone. Now why would Israel arm and train Mexican cartels? So that they can optimally terrorize their own country and government, enough so that the corrupt Mexican government has no choice but to partner with the United States, so that they can swoop in and save the day to look like the heroes that stabilized the uncivilized. But in this instance, the U.S. initially tried to distance themselves, where you'll notice that the U.S. gave all the credit to the Mexican military for killing the Mexican cartel leader, El Mencho. When in reality, it's been confirmed on the ground in Mexico that the U.S. Delta Force, a highly secretive Tier 1 Special Missions unit, was involved in the assassination of El Mencho. That, coupled with FBI Director Kash Patel's constant admission that he, along with other agents, have been in Mexico, performing operations against Mexican cartels, exposes everything we need to know. This is why you saw headlines start off like this, then morph to this, and are now reported like this. Because the U.S. did this with the help of their masters of destabilization, the terrorist ethno-state of Israel. And the thing is, the cartels all know this by now, which is why you are seeing the cartels all retaliate on a large scale across Mexico. They know that the U.S. didn't just provide the intel, but they were on the ground helping militarily. Remember how I said the U.S. Delta Force was behind this assassination? Guess who came out to play as a result? The Los Deltas, which is the elite paramilitary unit under the CJNG, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, which has now been deployed against the Mexican government for colluding with the U.S. in the assassination of El Mencho. And yes, the Los Deltas are deliberately named after the U.S. Delta Force. The thing is, this is all a strategic play by the U.S. through and through, because they knew the cartels would react this way, causing a literal civil war, all at the behest and coordination of the U.S. and Israel. And what do the U.S. and Israel do best? They take the turmoil that they created in order to paint it as inner turmoil created by the drug lords and terrorists, so that the U.S. can now fully insert themselves militarily to carpet bomb whatever the hell they want while taking control of the Mexican government, thus securing any resources they need to boost the U.S. economy. And this is precisely why we say everything is connected and tied back to the shit starters of our planet, the terrorist ethno-state of Israel and their partners in crime, the United States of America. Have a great day.
Now, my man cooked. Okay? He cooked. All right? He put it all on blast. And this is something that the men of the Lord have been saying for a very long time. The state of Israel and America are the wicked upon the earth. Now, that's not excluding all the other Edomites that are, but these are the ones that are in power. Okay? And now we're seeing, as I just brought out in Isaiah 49, the Lord has made Esau bare. He's showing the world that this man is the wicked. He can't hide it. He can't put it back in the bag. He can't say, oh, I'm not the wicked no more. Oh, they lying. No. Your history speaks for itself. As a matter of fact, let's go to the book of Habakkuk. Okay? Because this is the glory that Esau set up for himself. And I know that we be beating these scriptures up like a broken record, but this is exactly what's happening in the world. Okay? This is Habakkuk 2:16. And it says, as a matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 15. It says, woe unto them that giveth his neighbor drink, and putteth the bottle to him, and maketh him drunkard, also so that he mayest look at their nakedness. This ain't talking about a man just getting drunk. This is talking about the philosophies and doctrines and tactics that the U.S. and Israel use. Could you grab me my towel on my book bag, please? The tactics that the U.S. and Israel uses to destabilize these governments, Salakia, okay? So they can go in and take over. They're telling them one thing and getting them to believe in that thing, and then coming in and stealing all their resources, their lands, and pointing the finger at them and saying, look at those people, okay? And that's what these people do, all right? Verse 16, it says, thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let the foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And what do we see? We see everything that this devil has done, from the Epstein files down to the enslavement of Jake and everything in between, the evil that this man has been doing on the earth and what he continues to do with his sword that the Lord has given him. Okay? Desperately wicked. All right? I'm going to read that again. This is Habakkuk 2:16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Okay? This man's history, everything this man has done is nothing but shame upon the earth. It's shame upon the nations, and it's shame upon himself. Big time. Okay? And all these things are being revealed. Why? Because the Lord is about to come back and destroy this man. And before the Lord comes back, he always reveals why he's about to tear somebody up. Okay? And that's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for the Lord to come back and take this wicked ass demon, Esau Edom, that is the terrorist of the earth, out of power. Because as long as this man is in power, nothing is spared. Not the animals, not the trees, not the water, not the air, not men, not women, not lands, not governments, not nothing. Okay? As a matter of fact, let me go up to verse 4 and let's read that. Okay? It says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. This man is crooked. Everything he does is evil. There's no good bone or genome or DNA strand in this man's body. He was made to be a vessel of dishonor. It says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desires as hell. Everywhere he goes, he turns it into hell. He turns the land into a hellish wilderness. Everywhere he goes. This man the JOOs have been expelled out of 109 countries over the last 100 or so years. 109 countries. Okay? Because people realize it as a book. As a matter of fact, let's see. He cries as a thief. Let's see, what is that? Job 33. Job. That's 32. This is Job 30:1. It says, behold, but now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I will have disdain to have set with the dogs of my flocks. Right? And that word younger, let's go into that word. It's
Strong's H 4480. Men.
All right, and it says
second entry. Me.
And it says
third entry. May.
All right. It says
fourth entry.
No, stop. I don't need all these entries. It says from out of the account of off on the side of a sense above than, so that not the more than, from expression off on the side. So basically he's saying, like, like I was listening to the elder last night. He was doing a live with the elder Apostle Gabar, and he went into that word younger. It's more like saying, hey man, get out my face, youngin. Not saying he's actually younger, but saying that this man is nothing to me. Basically, you ain't got it. You see what I'm saying? That's basically what this means. And it says, So the one that's nothing, that's literally a slave sitting on a horse, is the one that has us in derision. All right, so I'm gonna scroll down. This is verse 30 and 8. It says, they were children of fools. They were base men. They were viler than the earth. And look at the things that they do. Eating babies, sacrificing children, oppressing the world. You got more than the heart can wish, but yet you want more. Okay? It says, and now I am their song, yea, I am their byword. They abhor me. They flee far from me and spare not to spit in my face. And that's what they do. Okay? And that's not what I want. Yeah, it is verse 5. That's what I was looking for. Salaki, I skipped over it. It says, they were driven forth from among men. This is when they had been expelled from all of the countries that they had been in. They were driven forth from among men. Okay? They cried after them as a thief, because they're thieves. Okay? They steal, they rob, they murder, they rape, they pillage. Everything about these people is wicked. Everything. They have an ass backwards view of what life is supposed to be like. Death, rape, rob, murder. Who can you pillage? This is what these people represent. And yet they're the ones in power. And then you look at Jake like, oh my gosh, these niggas are just so bad. Yeah, but then the people that are in power are the ones that are oppressing you, and look at the color of their skin. But Jake is at the bottom. What is Jake doing in comparison to what they're doing? You see? Y'all people are a bunch of damn fools, man, who don't believe in the prophets and don't believe in the scriptures. All right? There was one more that I had in mind. Lord willing to come back to me. Brought out the Habakkuk, the shame for glory. Glory. But, that was pretty much it. I just wanted to do a quick one on that. Lord willing, that was the edifying lesson. I'm going to end it off by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikar Kodesh. Until the next time I say shalom.